Good afternoon, everybody. The Truth Serum coming back. Good afternoon, everybody. The Truth Serum back. Thank you for your support. The numbers have gone up. I really appreciate all your support. And it's been a couple days, but I've had some things come up, and I wanted to get back to you as soon as possible. And I wrote down a story because I just wanted to recite a story that I'm going to read off of here about a bad apple from the Mafia, and they set a trap for him, and very clever trap. I didn't realize that I was the bait. I would be the bait that they would use to set this trap for a bad apple within their organization. So let's begin. It's chicken scratch, but you know what? I'll do my best. All right. This story is set up around the late 1980s, and I had just graduated from business school, and I had achieved a perfect grade point average, 4.8. 4.0. I did good. I always did good academically in my life. I was young and cocky, and I thought I was the king of the universe. And of course, I was book smart, but I would soon come to learn that I wasn't as street smart as I thought. Shortly after graduating from business school, I met a businessman at the racetrack, and before you know it, I had a job doing office work at a successful steel brokerage. Little did I know that this businessman was masquerading as a major player in a multi-million-dollar gambling bookmaking ring. After a month or two, I found myself asking my boss for a raise, because on top of my business work and office work, he had me running all over town, handling his personal affairs, right down to grocery shopping. I was thinking, geez, I want to sell some steel. I want to get a commission on top of my weekly pay, but I'm just running these errands. And I'm like, I'm not reaching my potential, I'm figuring. So I threatened to quit. I said, this ain't working out. I had bigger ideas, bigger plans. And then he quickly proposed a way I could make some extra money. I agreed. And then my new duties included running packages to a nightclub not that far away. My first run, the owner, we'll call him Sal, everything went off good, and he gave me a generous tip. And I thought, wow, that was nice. That might have took me a half a week to make that in just an hour. So I had put two and two together, and I quickly realized that I just got immersed in some kind of gambling operation or something. I had met a mob boss, named Sal. He was the owner of that club. And I felt excited and proud of myself. I was like, hey, hi guys. Before long, I was asked by Sal if I would like to make more money by delivering packages from him. First, I was just delivering from my office, but then he asked me, you want to deliver packages for me? And he informed me that my deliveries would be mostly to New York City, and I would be compensated accordingly and generously. I agreed, and my first couple of deliveries were easy and without incident. I had met Sal's crew at the club, which I believe was made up from about 5 to 7 guys. Half of them had looks of leading men, Hollywood actors, and the other half had faces that only a mother could love, like catcher's mitt faces. Seemed like half of them had that broken hook nose, but I don't know. I would often have lunch with Sal at his club, and we grew closer with every visit. I asked Sal what happened to the delivery guy before me for what seemed to be such an easy job. He got a weird look on his face, and Question time was now over. He then, in a louder voice and in a more demanding posture, asked, "Do you want to work or not? Enough of this interrogation. You want to work? What? I put on my best face and said, "Of course I do." He knew that I knew that last delivery boy met his demise in some fashion. It was settled, and I was going to keep making my deliveries, and probably at a higher level. Sal suspected and was quite sure that a member of his own crew killed the last delivery boy. Many members in these crews in the Mafia family were degenerate gamblers. Who don't know that? Sal was certain that a member of his crew, we'll call Jack, was the person that robbed and killed the last delivery boy. At that time, this Jack owed another mob family a large sum of money behind gambling debts. But somehow Jack paid them off what he owed, and he paid that other family what he owed, and Sal was positive that it came from the proceeds from robbing that delivery boy. The timing was perfect, you know. My bosses like Sal couldn't sleep at night thinking about a scumbag ripping off their own family and money. Before long, he had devised a trap to set if it truly was Jack that robbed his last delivery boy. There shortly came a time when Sal and Jack were the only two at the club. At this time, once again, Jack owed another large sum of money to another family. He blew the last money he robbed. Sal's trap was that he would call to my office and make arrangements for my next delivery when there was only one other person within an earshot of the conversation. So, perfect setup, perfect trap. He calls, he knows this guy that he suspects is within an earshot. He's like, "Yeah, let's do another thing. Boom, 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 boom." And this guy's probably going to take the bait. So, of course, that guy was Jack that overheard the phone call. Sal made sure he heard the time and that I would pick up the money. Little did Jack, or I know, if there was any money in there in the package at that time. It could have been a phony package. It weighed the same. I didn't know at that time. I wouldn't know till 25 years later. Good old Sal was using me as bait, and I knew nothing about it. Bait. Me, I thought I got along good with the boss. Just put my head on a chopping block to see if this guy's robbing him. Unknown to me, Sal knew my godfather from Brooklyn. Sal knew my godfather from Brooklyn. That was the Colombo family. And my godfather did a lot of work for the Colombo family. So that made sense. He did a lot of work for a lot of different families, but 80% of it was for Sal's connected family. Sal hired my godfather to take care of Jack. I didn't find this out till years later. My godfather told Sal to have me take the package to a secluded, wooded lake area in my town I grew up in, not Brooklyn, a small town. I knew of this site, and I knew it like the back of my hand. My godfather was also familiar with this small town, and because he had did business there with another guy. And so I wasn't aware that my would-be killer would be following me to this lake. There was a parking lot and that was a quarter of a mile from the lake, and you'd walk trails through the woods until you got to the lake. Sal told me to call him when I got there, and there was a payphone right near the parking lot, and I called him. Sal told me that my godfather was camping out there and go meet him, and I knew the site, and I'd give him the package and leave. So I was like, what? But I figured my godfather was in town doing some work or whatever, and he was out there trying to camp, but maybe he had a girl out there or something. I think maybe he found an outdoor girl that he said, "Yeah, I'll go camping," just to get with her. I don't know. So I called them. So I called. Sal told me my godfather was camping out there and I'd meet him. And I knew the site and the package. Give him the package and leave. I just figured my godfather did some work for Sam and I was bringing him his pay, maybe his pay in this package. And probably had a girl out there or not. I got to the site where my godfather was and there was a tent set up. And I thought that was strange. Maybe, well, my godfather was a Brooklyn boy and far removed from a camper. I heard a transistor radio playing inside the tent, and I asked him if you had a girl in there. He told me to leave, but to use the opposite trails and walk the perimeter to go back to my car to get to the parking lot. So it was like, yeah, here, thanks for the package, Joe, and now go all the way back around because they knew about this trap was set. And obviously I couldn't go back down the same trails where this guy was following me, So I was like, but I always had trust in him because I trust in whatever he's telling me. There's a package delivery money. If he tells me something, I don't care if he told me to do cartwheels down the street till I got to my car. I'm going to do it. So walking the perimeter back to my car was acceptable to me. So I got back to the parking lot, and so he had told me this, and he disappeared into the tent. I disappeared back onto the trails, and I thought that was odd that he told me to take the long way, of course, but I had to trust everything he said, because I don't want to be walking on a head-on collision with some maniac that's coming out there to freaking blast me. And, excuse me, pardon me, boom, go get the hell out of there and go all the way around while this guy keeps making his way up to that. He will hear that transistor radio in that tent, and he will go to that noise thinking I'm inside the tent. These boys are thinkers. They're just not Guidos. Oh, there's a lot of calculating thinkers in the mafia. They're just not, there's a percentage of intelligent, calculating plotters or whatever, anything. You got to stick up for them guys once in a while. So I don't want to do the head-on collision. I approached my car and I heard one gunshot. And I thought, there's hunters out there camping? Because there's no way I'm thinking any type of foul play. This is just an innocent delivery going to my godfather who might have a girl out there he's trying to get and have sex with. So there's no reason for me to think of any foul play. So I heard a gunshot, one that, there's hunters out there or whatnot. Or it could have been my godfather shooting at something, a raccoon or, it wasn't that alarming to me. So I didn't actually find out what really happened that night until my godfather told me years later before he passed away. And I'm thinking a lot of things could have went wrong that night. And man, geez, they just put you out there. And but when I got back to the club the next day or so, whenever it happened, Sal gave me a nice tip or something. He just said, "Joe, you're doing good. Bah, bah, bah. Here's something, and I'll take any tip I can get, of course." So, good afternoon, everybody in there. Thank you. It's been a couple days. I wanted to get this story down and lay it down right. And you heard a lot of mob stories, and I want to write it down to get the right trajectory, and because I just wanted to show that maybe you know the story afterwards on my trips to New York where it happened, where they followed me after that, and these guys were always gunning for these monies that were being delivered. But damn, Sal, the boss, you had to, you used as bait. Jeez. Well, of course, if they proposed this trap, I would have refused and said, no way. The guy could just come down the trail and buy. No way. I'm not doing that. And then I asked my godfather when he was older, when he told me, I said, he said, no, you were safe. You were safe. He was trying to assure me I was safe. Maybe there was more to the story that I know. I mean, decades had passed, but maybe there was more to the story. Oh, I don't know, but geez. But we're familiar with that area because we would swim there and swing off of trees into the water. We were familiar with that area. That was a familiar area. The guy that was following me wasn't that familiar, but I would have thought that, on the other hand, in retrospect, if I'm that guy following me, wouldn't he be wondering that I'm not going? Wouldn't he be wondering that I'm not going on a certain highway? Or wouldn't he be wondering that this isn't the usual way I would be making my runs? And then wouldn't he like say, whoa, wait, what's going on here? Or maybe he just thought, oh, maybe Joey's just going out here for something, and then he's going to go on his regular route. But if he was following, and then he saw a package, he was thinking, oh, well, somebody's getting this package and he wants it. So when there's a degenerate gambler that owes a large sum of money, and he knows a little man like me, they're not going to use a whole lot of common sense, because in his eyes, if he keeps stiffing these families and his own family, that he's minced meat anyways. So you would think, well, that's not a lot of common sense for him to follow me into something like that. But if he keeps screwing up and owing these families a large amount of money, he's dead anyways. So he's got to take a shot. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, because they know he did it. They know he got the other delivery boy, because all of a sudden this other debt from another family disappeared. And then he had another big debt from another family, and boom, he picked the time to catch me to try to get me to pay that debt. So they set him up so perfectly. They set him up. They made sure he was the only one there to hear the boss Sal make the call, and boom, perfect setup. So, but I didn't know. I just thought it was another thing and never didn't pay much mind to it or anything else. Just thought, oh, okay, here, Godfather, here. All right. He tells me. I never suspected any other type of thing. I just thought Sal owed him some money for some other thing. And by the way, Joe, go to your hometown and give this to your godfather, because maybe my godfather did some work to him. So it was very innocent as far as I was concerned. Every thinking process of anything would just lead to that be, an innocent thing. Kill two birds with one stone. Give him the package. And that's that. So everybody, I appreciate you coming in here. If you're just jumping in, catch the video. Leon, you're back, Leon. Good to see you. Good to see you, friend. So yeah, I'm up to 520, 530 subscribers. We're getting up there. If you want to support my channel, the links are there. We're rising up, and everything's good. I appreciate your support. And I wanted to get a good story in there. I haven't done a lot of mob stories, but I says, you know what? The next one I'm going to do is going to be structured, set the table for you. Boom, boom, get the characters in place. And then that. But it was so innocent to me, just like any other errand I would run. And then I come to find out, what the heck? I was used like freaking bait, like a worm on a hook for a fish. So I was like, jeez. But I did get a good tip, and I just thought Sal was being nice. Like, you're trying, kid, you're trying. So that was good. And maybe I'll do another one. I'll tell another one that happened before when the next mob story I'll do is another time when I was doing a run when I was being tailed by another would-be killer that wanted the money, but he was being tailed by somebody I found out that was my protector. So I was on the highway, my killer was behind me, and my protector was behind him, all unknown to me. I thought I was street smart. You run with these guys, you don't know what street smart is until you run with these guys. Street smart. I guess the only street smart I was to look both ways before you cross the street. That's about as street smart I was. You running around with these guys. So, thank you, everybody. I'll leave it at that. I really truly appreciate your support. You're helping me out. This is not traditional, but we get it done. So I'll do more stories like that. Read a little bit and follow along. So, how do you guys think I did? Did I do all right with this? Hey, we all need approval and validation, all right? Is there anybody still there? Is there anybody out there? Just not if you can hear me. All right, we'll leave it at that. Support the channel. Join at any level. Yeah. Thank you, T-Bird. Thank you. T-Bird, Leon Swan, JoJo. Stay great, my folks. And we'll probably do a good mob story a week because you think about these things. I'm getting older and get them out there. So that's that. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share it to somebody, and maybe they'll join. I need all the help I can get. Let's get to 500, or let's get to 1,000. I'm so used to saying let's get to 500, but we blew 500. We sprinted by 500. We're going to sprint to 1,000. And join and support the channel at whatever level you want. Everybody's going to get the same footage, okay? I'm not going to just say if you're a non-paying member that I was going to save that story I just did for a payer that somebody wanted to pay, but I can't split hairs like that. Leon's been riding with me the whole time. T-Bird, Joe, the rep, you guys been riding with me. What am I going to be? It's funny like that to say, oh, well, if you want to hear a good story, go pay freaking $19.99. I can't do that. Whatever happens, happens. That's all. I can't become a creep like that. I can't become a creep like that. No. Some things are more important. Whoever comes on here and they support. But I'm not going to just say, oh, you got to. When I've had these people following me all this time. No. They've been riding with me a long time. If I think I got a good story, all these people deserve it. So I wanted to clear that up for you guys that are in here now because you guys been riding a long, long time. You guys been riding with me so long, the tires on the car are bald. So let's go. God bless you all. And I'll be back soon. And we'll continue to rock and roll. Thank you, folks. God bless you.